Hey everyone, in this video I'm going to show you a couple hacks or ways that you can get some more protein into your diet through your breakfast. So I'm about to make breakfast, so I was like, well, might as well just make a video about it. So there's a couple different ways that you can get more protein into your diet. A lot of my clients are asking me, how do I get more protein into my diet? I know it's important, but what are some ways that I can do that? Well, one way is that you can definitely supplement it in with some protein powder. That's a quick, simple, easy way to do it. But really the easiest way, or the best, most efficient way, is to get it through, your diet, through the foods that you eat. One way that we can do that is we can add protein in with our breakfast, and I'm going to show you kind of how I make my breakfast high in protein, but also how I can get a couple other key, food groups into that diet as well. I made a Instagram live video, a little while back about kind of why protein is important. But real quick recap: protein is important for the thermic effect of food. It's going to burn 20 to 30% more calories than carbs and fats would. So that's one reason. It's a building block for muscles. If you're lifting and we're trying to burn fat and build muscle, we want to have a high protein diet for this reason. Like, we want to increase muscle mass and we want to burn fat. So that's the second reason. The third reason being is that it's going to increase our metabolism, because the more muscle mass that we have, the more calories our body is going to be able to burn. So we're going to have a higher calorie ceiling than if we don't have as much muscle mass. So the more muscle that we have, the higher our body runs, essentially, and the more calories that we can burn. All right, so let's get started making it here. I did pre-cut some things, so they're on the video. So if you're thinking about time-wise, it's definitely going to add that in. But I cut up some onions and some peppers. Just put them in a bowl. I didn't weigh these. Not that, unless you're, competing for a show, I don't really think that you need to, definitely weigh your vegetables, but, if you're not adding in, if it's just raw veggies mixed in, it's not going to be enough calories to really push you under or over the limit in terms of your calorie goal. So this has onions and peppers in it. I'll put those into the pan there, let those fry up. Now, when I talked before, earlier in the video, about kind of food protein, I forgot to kind of mention satiation. So satiation is just your body's ability to be full, like how full you are. And high protein is one way that you can become more satiated. Another way that we can become more satiated and be full is through veggies. Veggies are they're satiating, they're also low in calories. So mixing that in is definitely going to help a lot. So I'm a big advocate of mixing in like vegetables into your eggs if you can. So you can do this kind of any way that you want. You can add in, I have onions, I have peppers in there. I'm gonna let that cook for a little bit, and then I'm gonna throw some spinach in there. You don't have to use that. You can put you can put peppers in there. You can put jalapenos in there. You can put tomatoes in there. Whatever it is, whatever you like or dislike, try to get as much vegetables into your eggs, into kind of like your mix as possible, because that's really going to help increase the satiation or the fullness of your meal, which is if we're trying to lose weight, we want to control calories, and it's a really great way to do that. All right, so I'm going to let this cook, and then obviously there's my dog Baker that I have to put in the video here. You ready for your eggs? I'll go over in a little bit, but I was giving him some ham with my eggs, which I will talk about here in a second, and he obviously loves that. All right, so onions and peppers have cooked a little bit. They're becoming brown or softer, whatever. So I'm gonna throw some spinach in there. One thing I was thinking about too is that when we are talking about when we're talking about hitting protein and kind of having high protein diet, but eating a lot of whole foods to kind of reach our nutrition goals. As the day typically goes on longer and as we get busier, it's harder for us to kind of fit in some high quality foods. So, you know, everybody's not really like me. The average person can't come home in the middle of the day and kind of make themselves breakfast. So I'm always an advocate, especially if, you know, you're working like a 9 to 5 job or something like that, that you kind of eat a breakfast it's high in protein. It's got a lot of you know, good nutrients in it. It's got a lot of vegetables and, you know, a good mix of whole foods in it as well. But like I said, as the day goes on, you're less likely to, you know, eat that, you know, have those high quality proteins, have those high quality vegetables. So try to make them in the morning, even if you don't eat it all, you know, eat some in the morning, bring it with you, eat some of it for lunch. It's an easy way to just kind of like, you know, I don't like to, you know, hack to add in some extra food in there. You know, if you can get, you know, 30 to 40 grams of protein in your breakfast, you know, that could be for men that would be a fourth, but for women that could, you know, that could be a third of your protein intake. So the rest of the day, you know, you don't have to think like, oh my God, you know, I'm 30 or 40 grams behind. It's 4 in the afternoon of like my protein goal. You already know that, you know, all right, I've got that protein in. I can, you know, obviously I need to eat more, but the chunk of it, kind of the hard work of it is done. All right, so spinach is in there, all that. I'm gonna throw in some ham, which Baker is going to come over and probably sit right here and ask for some for me. This is a new batch of ham, so you know it's gonna happen. I'll show you guys though, don't worry. Oh, here he comes. There he is, probably here jingling. Bulbous? Say hi to the people. Do you want some ham? Okay. Are you set? Oh, I lost him. There he is. Here you go. Do you want one more piece? I was given 3 pieces. Hey, set. Oh, man. We'll give you one more. All right. Okay, set. Hey, no, Baker. There you go. Good boy. So I'm just gonna throw some ham in here. One thing that you might be thinking, like, oh my God, Logan, you know, ham, processed food, you know, how could you do that? I mean, we gotta really think about, this is what I always tell people, we have to think about the big picture as well with this. Like, we can't, you know, it's okay if we mix, you know, some ham in there, some processed meats, I put my eggs in, you know, it's not the end of the world. I mean, you know, what's gonna really make or break your goal? Is it gonna be, you know, the 2 ounces of ham that you mixed in with your eggs, or is it gonna be, you know, the McDonald's that you had for lunch? So really think about like big picture. Don't try to like, you know, think about the big picture of what you're doing. Try to make the lifestyle change. It's not gonna happen overnight, but. All right, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna add some egg whites into this. Again, talked at the beginning of the video about extra protein, why that's important. And we're trying to sneak as much of that into our diet as we can. So, off screen a little bit, but you know, we're trying to get as much protein in there. So I typically eat 3 eggs, a half a cup of egg whites. I have about 2 ounces of ham in there. I'll have to double check what the protein goal is. If I can figure out how to add it into the video, I'm going to add it right here. If I can't, I just point it at nothing and it'll be in the comments. But you know, that's kind of what it is. So I'm gonna let this cook. You know, I paused the video kind of, you know, just to grab some stuff and then restarted it. So it'll be kind of linked together. But, you know, that's pretty much it. I mean, I'm gonna add in some Mrs. Dash seasoning, which is fantastic, which is great. Add that in there. I'm also gonna add in some salt. boom. Pink Himalayan salt. Not that regular salt's bad. Pepper. Mix that up. Call it good. You know, this took me, video's gonna be a little longer because I'm talking, but this typically takes me 5 to 10 minutes to make. You know, whatever time you get up in the morning, get up 5 to 10 minutes earlier, make some breakfast, get a nice high protein breakfast in. I'll add a picture at the end of this video just to show you guys like how much food it actually is. But you know, in kind of closing here, we got healthy fats from the eggs, a bunch of protein from the eggs and the egg whites and the ham. We've gotten a lot of vegetables in as well, from the spinach, the peppers, the onions, whatever you want to add into there, you know, go nuts. And then, you know, obviously seasoned it a little bit as well. I already had my oatmeal for the day, so I'm not gonna eat that, but you can mix in, you know, oatmeal into that as well. You've got a perfect meal. Again, like I was talking before in the beginning of this video, we're talking about trying to get as much quality foods in as we can. This is a way that you can add a bunch of protein, a bunch of vegetables. You can get some whole grains in with the oatmeal, high protein. Get that out of the way early in the day so that as your day gets busy, as your day goes on, you don't have to worry about, you know, getting much protein. A fourth or a third of your protein for the day is you've already hit that goal.